You really shouldn't have dug that out of the dumpster.
I had to. Also, I had a banana on the way over here. Sorry. And I get why you don't want anyone to know about Duke Silver, and you don't have to worry. Your secret is safe with me. To even it out, I'm gonna tell you all of my secrets.
Oh, no, that's not necessary.
Today in Netflix alone there are 1,569 series available. Suppose that two major assumptions are considered based on number of episodes along with average duration in each series. So that's 2,084,340 minutes worth of your time needed to watch every single episode that's available.
Yeah, that seems about accurate.
That being said, you have to carefully choose on which of the series that you're going to watch. Personally, one of my favorite series of all time other than Seinfeld would be Parks and Recreation. This political satire sitcom were critically acclaimed throughout its run, from the Primetime Emmy Award to the Television Critics Association Award. But we're not going to talk about its accomplishment, but rather how its formula attained the success it warranted, and most importantly, how it reaches casual audiences and turned them into regular followers.
It was intense. It's kind of indescribable, actually.
The uniqueness in Parks and Recreation lies in its appreciation towards contemporary comedy. While the inclusion of such eccentric, goofy character like Andy Dwyer, played by Chris Pratt, may not seem peculiar for most of comedy shows, producer-writer duo Michael Schur and Greg Daniels have created a whimsical persona in Ron Swanson, played by Nick Offerman, that is idiosyncratic in comparison to most personae in comedy series.
Another, please.
Swanson's anti-government convictions have concocted an irony towards a libertarian official Schur have encountered in Burbank, whom, as he quoted, didn't really believe in the mission of her government job herself.
Well, I'm sorry to burst your kabubble, but I just had my ass handed to me by the city manager, and now this entire department is screwed.
Another factor that turned the show into a huge success is the fact that the production crew have labored into making the cinematography more effortless and believable in viewers' eyes, for the series is an actual documentation for a local park department in Pawnee.
Well, I've discussed that many times, and there's really nothing more to say. I would rather talk about the ways to solve problems and...
The use of single-camera setup has been implemented all over the series to recreate the look of an actual documentary. This filming style was inspired by The Five Obstructions, a 2003 experimental documentary directed by Lars von Trier and Jürgen Leth. The series is definitely not the first one to use the single-camera setup in terms of the cinema verite. In the late 90s to early 2000s, the single-camera setup is believed to be revived and researched since its introduction in 1910s in the likes of Malcolm in the Middle, Curb Your Enthusiasm, The Office, as well as Spaced by the famous Edgar Wright. The success of this method is undoubtedly due to its appropriation towards contemporary comedies, for which one of the characteristics being the omission of laugh tracks. This setup offers opportunity for the cast members to do more improvisations besides allowing them breaking in and out of characters frequently.
Good comeback story, right? Seabiscuit, the Mighty Ducks,
Robert Downey Jr., who
Rocky.
else? Yes.
Kim Kardashian?
Well...
35 to 40 minutes worth of episode is shot before the best materials are selected, down to 22 minutes for each installment. The distinctiveness of the show is also supported through great performances by the bread and butter like casts that just seem so seamless and immaculate. Regardless of how many popular casts recruited in feature films, it only works when a set of team actually put their heart together into certain project. High-profile movies like Gangster Squad, Aloha, and The Monuments Men have proven over time that even a large combination of talented people don't necessarily work together. Contrary to that, Parks and Recreation still have an ensemble cast in Amy Poehler, Rashida Jones, Aziz Ansari, Nick Offerman, Aubrey Plaza, and Chris Pratt that somehow worked when put together.
Because it may seem outwardly that the pen and the paper and the chair play a large role, but they're all somewhat incidental to the actual using of the brain.
Rather than writing funny episodes just for the sake of it, the writers have also took initiatives by converging surrounding issues and other sensitive subjects. For example, the controversial arrest of Harvard University professor Henry Louis Gates and a 2009 scandal of South Carolina Governor Mark Sanford. Both have been widely touched in ingenious manner in the Stakeout from Season 2 Episode 2 and Practice Date from Season 2 Episode 4.
That was not my intention. It's not your fault. He totally baited you with that unpaid parking ticket.
These deliberate imperfections in pre-production have mirrored the newness that Parks and Recreation was trying to bring. That is contemporary comedy and redefining it in its own manner to be so modest in a way, yet incredibly profound while embodying the integrity of the subgenre. Just like how sincere Leslie Knope is in fighting for legislation she believes in for the people of Pawnee.